Hey everyone, Jeff here. So why is it that some managers find delegating effectively to be such a challenge? This has been an issue and a topic that I've been working on recently with a few clients of mine, so I thought that we would just discuss it a little bit more broadly here today. Look, I get it. Delegation takes effort, it takes time. That decision that you're making as a leader to hand something off to someone, giving up control without giving up accountability, that's fraught with some possibly serious ramifications. And if you don't delegate well, you're either disappointed with the outcome, with the result that you get, or even worse, you find yourself doing or redoing work that you thought you got off your plate in the first place. So why delegate at all? Well, holding on to that perspective on delegation simply reinforces some beliefs that you may be holding about yourself. Number one, that no one can do things as fast as you can, and that no one can do things as well as you can. And third, that in order for you as a leader, as a manager, to get anything out of your team, that you're going to need to micromanage them. So what's the cost to you of holding on to those beliefs? Well, you're sacrificing your own effectiveness. If you can do it faster than anyone else, with your schedule, when are you going to get to it? And with your schedule, when you finally do get to it, well, then what's going to slip? Now consider it from your team's perspective. They're not developing new skills. They're not developing new knowledge. They're not gaining scale, and they will never grow beyond your own capacity. So I like to tell my clients that you have to delegate in order to elevate. And that elevation goes for you as well as your whole team. So how do you delegate effectively? How do you free up capacity in your schedule to do the work that you should be doing in the first place? And how do you help your team develop more self-reliance, more independence, and more skills and knowledge to take on the work that they should be taking on? Well, it comes down to a few simple steps. Number one, start with a project, start with tasks that have well-defined parameters and well-defined outcomes. If there's too much uncertainty, too much vagueness, too many open issues or open loops, tackle those before you consider handing this off to someone else. Second, ask yourself these questions. What's the priority of this project? Who's available? Is this a growth opportunity? Is training required? And is there time? Once you have the answers to those questions, now you're ready to decide how much authority, how much autonomy, and how much empowerment you're ready to invest in this person. And there's a great continuum of opportunities, a great continuum of delegation levels that you can explore here. So let's use the example of booking travel. Say that I've got to take a business trip from Newark to Denver, and I decide that I'm going to ask my assistant, if I had one, that I would ask my assistant to go ahead and book the travel for me. Okay, so I could ask my assistant just to perform this task. Book me on this flight from Newark to Denver at this time on this airline, get me in this kind of seat. Okay, great. All the parameters are laid out. They just have to go ahead and do it. No autonomy, just pure execution. I could have them investigate what to do. I have to fly from Newark to Denver. Here are all the parameters around the trip. I want to fly between this time and this time. I want to return on such and such a date. I don't want to spend more than X number of dollars, whatever it is. Come back to me with your list. Come back to me with the results of your investigation, and then I'll decide what I'm going to do. You could have them make a recommendation. So with everything else that you know about that's going on in my schedule, what do you think is the best flight that I should take? Let me know, and then I'll decide based on your recommendation. You could have them reach a conclusion, go through and do all the investigation, come back to me with your decision, and check with me before you go and implement it. Or you could actually have them decide. Do it within all these parameters, check all the boxes, go ahead and do it, or full accountability, full empowerment. I'm flying to Denver, book me a trip. because at that level, they already know all the parameters. You already know that you can trust them to take it that far. So what do you gain by delegation? Well, as a leader, you multiply your impact and your influence. You regain capacity in your schedule to do the work that you should be doing. Your team is developing new skills and knowledge. They're growing in their self-reliance. They're growing in their ability to solve problems creatively and independently. And they also know that they can count on you as a resource if they come across any obstacles that seem insurmountable to them. So give this a try. See how it works. See what's different for you. And share your reactions, share your responses, share your experiences in the comments below. Till next time, stay well.